Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Friday night. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast show brought to you by J&J Production Studios. I apologize there. We got some new tracks for you guys to listen to during our commercial breaks. Still getting everything organized, so some of these might blend together. So I'm just getting familiar with some of the controls here, so I apologize if some of these songs kind of repeat or get blended in together because still getting everything sorted out here, but we're so thankful you're here with us live on Spreaker.com. If you're listening to this anywhere else on YouTube or any of the other platforms that we have and not live, we still love and appreciate you guys all so much. It means the world to us to have you joining and listening, and it's just a wonderful time, and we're just grateful for each and every one. We thank you so much. I'm Sam Crow. With me is Big Hoss there. Big Hoss, how's it going? I know you had
What's up, everybody?
I know we had some technical difficulties, and in case you guys were wondering a little bit earlier, first of all, we apologize for the late start because Big Hoss
didn't even show up on there.
Okay, well, good. Well, just to explain for those wondering, Big Hoss had some issues with his equipment. He was testing to make sure he could still function and work. So, unfortunately for Big Hoss, which he didn't let me know, was he did the test run 5 minutes before the actual show started. So, kind of threw off our schedule here a little bit. So, if you were listening and got the announcement on Facebook and started at 10 o'clock, we deeply apologize. If you're going to send hate mail, make sure you send it to Big Hoss. I'll give you his personal email address for that very reason. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Things happen. We know. It's been difficult, but we are here. We're live. We're ready to roll. We got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. It's going to be fantastic. We always can't wait to get back here. It's always a treat to be on the show here. Before we get started, as always, we're going to run through our announcements. If you're listening and regular listening and follow along, you know how this works. We just kind of go through some updates just to give everybody some info so that you know what we know and we know what you know, etc., etc. So first and foremost, we always like to start off with, we like to always plug our good friend Mr. J and his show, Ragnarok Inc., the Sanitarium channel on Spreaker. If you haven't heard that yet, what's wrong with you? Go check that out. It's a great show. Mr. J's a great guy, right, Hoss? He's a fun guy. We love having him. We've been on his show. We're trying to get him to come back on our show a little bit. It's always a good time, full of fun and laughs, so check that out if you haven't. Always entertaining, to say the least. So hopefully we'll get him here again. We're working on some lineups there for that, but we're going to try to get him back soon. Stay tuned for that, but check that out. You can follow him there as well. Also, want to mention this because of the time frame now. We are coming into, or I should say we are in the last week of September. We're still running our contest giveaway challenge. We're hoping that you guys have been out there working. I know our YouTube channel has been doing very well. We've got some great views there, and thank you to those of you who, if you are following us or have listened or watched on there, we appreciate that so much. But again, just to recap with the giveaway, we have some great prizes we want to give away to folks, and the way to do that and to enter is to try to help us by growing the channel and growing us for the podcast. That means either referring people to our YouTube channel, that means having people come on Spreaker and listening to us here, checking us out on Facebook. We got some great things going on there. Emailing us even if somebody sends us an email to the official What's Up Bros show at yahoo.com, let us know that you're listening or following the show. And also, most importantly, that you're the one, or you were referred to, they were referred to, rather, if I can get my pronouns in English correct here, by you, just to make sure we have your name so that we can enter you in the drawing.
I do want to say, Sam Crow really appreciates that 59 views that you guys gave us.
I do. Listen, I mean, you know.
He was so excited he woke me up the next morning, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I shouldn't have been awake, but we have this telepathic thing going on. I just fucking instantly felt like he was trying to talk to me or something, and sure enough, as soon as I got up, fucking he's the first message I see. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, listen, hey, and you forgot to
open it up, and if I get 59 viewers, he's going off. I'm like, that's good news. I'm just nonchalantly waking up going, Yeah.
Don't forget the one like. We also got one like for a couple of videos too. That's very big. So that's like the inaugural click the like button type stuff. So hey, I mean, I'm a simple kind of person, so I take the little wins, right? You know, you got to in that work.
I'm sitting there going nonchalant, like, yeah, that's good news, ain't it? Then today I told him, I'm like, you know why? Because I was doing that birthday promotion. We were doing that holiday promotion. I gave some of my friends
They
the
work.
account's name and been promoting like crazy. And next thing you know, we got 59 views.
Well, now you got to do is you got to follow up with that and get them to subscribe to the channel, Big Hoss. That also helps us. Come on now.
Quicker, subscribe to the channel and write to us on lives.
Yeah, I mean, now again, the views are a great start. We're not complaining, but we want to see a little more growth in other areas as well. So that's what we're lobbying here for. But that all plays into the contest. And again, we want to give some great prizes away, so you guys help us out. I think it's fair to say, though, at this point, I've been thinking about this. I think Hoss will probably agree with me too here that we're going to open this up to the end of the year. Since we're already coming to the end, we've got a couple months left. May as well just go out with a bang and say this is going to run until New Year's Eve, give or take. Maybe we'll go into the New Year. I don't know. We'll play with it, but I think you guys deserve a chance for it to go longer. And again, we're still trying to spread things out in multiple places. So until we do that, I think it's only fair that we let the contest run longer. Is that fair to you, Hoss? You think that works for everybody? We should do that?
What?
Let the contest run till the end of the year instead of just the end of the month?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just because I feel like, and again, based on the reason we're so excited about those views is it just shows that we have leverage going where things are beginning to pick up and take off in a manner of speaking. So we're going to keep rolling with that, and we'll see how that goes. But I think it's fair enough to say that inspired us enough to let this go longer. So stay tuned for that. Check it out on Facebook. We will post updates for that in case you haven't heard anything as far as what the contest entails. We do try to mention that as our updates periodically through each show. It's a lot of fun, and again, most importantly, it's just a way for all of us to communicate and get to know each other and become part of this big community. Even more so than growing the channel, which of course we would love for that to happen, but we want us to all work together as a team. It's without you, the viewers and the audience listening and watching and following along, we would not have a show. So that's just a great win for everybody that we want to incorporate. So, and again, if you have been helping, thank you very much. We don't want to not include anybody. We want to let you know you're all loved and appreciated so that we don't miss a second to congratulate or thank more so the efforts that are there. It does not go unnoticed for sure. The other announcements we have in addition to that is, again, we are working on expanding social media. We have the official Facebook page we're working on. That's going to come out, the business page. We do have the Facebook group. And a quick shout out, if anybody's listening, we've had a few newcomers to the group. Thank you so much for joining us. Love you all. Thank you for thank you for coming and joining us there. It's fantastic. I think we've had, I don't know, four or five within the last couple of weeks, I want to say, give or take, if my math is correct. Which I know a couple people I invited have come. Thank you so much. We're glad you guys are here. And we'll be more active trying to post updates in the group. As well as we'll probably do, if we get a few more people that join our group, we'll post like a welcome to the group kind of thing. But we're thankful for all of you. Thank you so much. We love you all. Make sure you share if you're connected with us, and people that are not connected with us, pass the word along. The more we get there, the merrier, and we love that. That's a great way to interact with everybody. So please share that. If you know people that are not on Facebook, other avenues we're working on. And speaking of which, mentioning is we're still working on the website is looking at coming up soon. We're still putting some finishing touches on that. Very, very detailed work and very, I guess methodical is the right way to put it, but a lot of detail is going into it, and we appreciate those working on that. So hopefully we'll have that soon. We'll let you guys know more in detail. Oh, and actually made me think of another announcement. I did post on social media, on Facebook, and other areas, and I know we had some problems with this. Hoss tried this himself. I tried it. I did share the link for the YouTube channel, which is supposed to be the URL, the link that is there, but apparently it does not work on mobile devices. Now, I don't know about tablets, smartphones, whatever reason, you click on the link, it doesn't work. You had the same problem, right? You said you tried it a couple times, didn't work from your phone. I'm guessing Hoss is still there. Did I lose you there? Oh, he walked away on me, and of course I don't have the camera on, so that's okay. Well, needless to say, you had some problems there, but if you're on your computer, you can copy and paste the link and put that, if you're checking Facebook, especially on the computer, it should work if you open up a new page. We've tried that. That works. I don't know what the deal is with the mobile devices, but it doesn't work. So I sent for our group in the Facebook group, and also my personal page, I screenshotted it so you could find the channel. It's not super hard to find, but it could be confusing, and I don't want anybody to get lost. We're trying to point you in the right direction, so definitely check that out. I think that's about all we have for announcements there, unless I missed a few, but I'm pretty sure I did not, because we had not too many tonight. So, we're going to dive right in here. I want to make sure Big Hoss is back before we do that, just because he's going to pretty much start this first segment when we explain this, but just to kind of launch you in, it looks like he's back there. Thank you very much. If you are not keeping up with the calendar, which a lot of people don't, but I can certainly say from where I am, the weather does dictate that. Yesterday was the first official day of fall. And I'm not sure, what about you in Colorado? Has the weather changed much in the last day or so that you can tell? As Hoss is snacking there. Hello, Earth to Hoss, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Has the weather changed at all in Colorado? Can you tell a difference that we're coming into the fall weather now?
We had a little bit of rain, but no, otherwise than that. No.
Not really cold or windy or anything like that?
No, it's supposed to be sunny the next few days.
Well, but I mean temperature-wise, can you feel a chill in the air? Can you feel
It's been more chilly, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting for where I'm at, too, because even yesterday I was out doing some yard work. What? What's that?
I was saying hi to Miss Elijah.
Oh, she walked with the camera there. Yes, Miss Eliza, which we're hoping to get her back on the show soon, too. No, I was out working in the yard yesterday, and again, it started off nice in the mid-70s, but as the day went on, the wind picked up, and my gosh, that temperature just plummeted like nobody's business, so I guess fall is going to come a lot sooner than we thought. So with that, and with the theme topic for the show tonight, and I wanted to do this because Hoss was talking about this. We talked about this, you and I talked about this a few times, and you had shared this, but one of the great things about the fall season, and not everybody, but a lot of people do, is most people go back to college after summer break. Now, for those that don't know, I currently am in college. I am doing college courses there. Big Hoss has shared a few times, and more so and most recently, that you have, and actually I should say not most recently, you decided that you want to pursue and take some classes online. Is that correct?
Of course.
All right. So let's share. I will talk a little about my experiences, but I want to share with Hoss. Go ahead.
One of them was going to be drug counseling.
So this would be like a major interest. This is what you want to study in, just to give people so they understand where you're going here.
The other one was going to be social media.
Okay.
And I think I'm open to any other ones. I'm thinking I'm going to do like just little ones that I'm going to look more into classes.
Well, that's a great start. I mean,
I'm thinking about doing mechanics.
Like engineering, or you mean like auto mechanic, or just
engineering? More like engineering.
Okay, great. Well, now let me.
Depending on how long that takes.
It depends on the field. There's different.
I'm not looking to do a whole like year long.
What is your timeline goal? What are you looking for as far as college?
I'm looking to start with drug counseling and social media. Then that's what I'm going to start with.
Right. Well, my question.
If I feel like I want to go back for engineering, I'm going to go back.
Okay. Well.
Those courses.
My initial question. Okay. Well, I see where you're going. My question was more so time wise. Are you hoping to? What is your goal? Like in a year, 2 years? Like what are you looking at to complete education? Like are you looking to? Are you looking at?
I'm honestly thinking, I don't want to do cybersecurity. That seems too lengthy.
Right.
But obviously, I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I was talking to my buddy that does cybersecurity. Shout out to Python.
Right. Yep.
PS4, and he says it's not that difficult.
Not for engineering.
Take little classes.
Cybersecurity. Yeah.
Pass you through.
Right.
Quickly. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, now
he's like me. He has special needs, and he has
Right.
kids that have special needs.
Well, let me explain, because I know we're miscuing on the question. So my question is, I guess I'll put it this way to help you understand it. What is your degree goal? Are you looking for a master's degree, bachelor's degree? Because there's a certain amount of time you have to put in for each category. So
Which one should I use? You're in college. Which one should I do?
Well, so usually a stepping stone, a bachelor's degree is usually where you start, which is what I am going for currently. Now,
I'm going to start with a bachelor's degree.
Now, typically, that's a 4-year degree. Now, depending on the online program, and again, I know from the online program,
I'm doing a community college.
You're going through community college, but are you going through the college and doing it online through the college? Is that how you're planning to?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that again, requirements might be different. I don't know, but it's still a good goal. Now, what you can do is, if you want to pursue, say, let's just say, for hypothetical example, if you pursue engineering and you go for a bachelor's degree in engineering, you complete the 4 years, you want to take it a step further, you can advance that and go for a master's in engineering. And basically, it's just the levels of education bracket for it kind of the master's obviously is better than the bachelor's in some areas, but
I'm gonna go get some chocolate milk real quick.
Okay. Well, in that case, while you're doing that, let's take a short break, and this is actually exciting because I do have some new tracks courtesy of Soundstripe. We're so thankful for that. This is going to give us a little bit more of a break. Unfortunately, in my case, I'm not ashamed to admit, it will give me a good bathroom break because I don't usually get that. So we're going to play this for you. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening to the What's Up Bro Show. We're going to come back. We're going to talk more college. We're curious to see what Big Hoss's thoughts are there. I will share some of my thoughts for me. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper with that. Stick around. You don't want to miss it. Please enjoy these selections here. Hope you guys will like it. We'll be right back. This is the What's Up Bro Show on Spreaker.com. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned.
Soundstripe. 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 Soundstripe.
Get up for you, Hoss.
Whoops, I'm sorry. Hold on a second there. Hey, everybody. Thank you for holding. We're back. It's the What's Up Bro Show. If you've been listening, we were just on a quick break. If you're just joining us now, thank you for tuning in. We're happy to have you. And no latecomers here. Everybody's welcome at any point in time. We'd love to have everybody here. So, if you are just joining us, though, and are a little confused where we're at, let me just recap briefly, because we're going to throw it back to Big Hoss. We are talking about college and about higher education, and we're just learning from Big Hoss some of his hopes and dreams. He's looking at going to school, furthering his education. We're kind of digging a little bit deeper there to see, and maybe hopefully figure out for him what maybe his interest and what he wants to go through. So let me ask you a few more questions here, just to kind of challenge you a little bit here. So now you have a couple options that you're considering in as far as what to major in. Major is the focus of study. Like for me, my major is in criminal justice, so my study is in the criminal justice system, etc. You also have, now what you could do, the other option is, depending on the community college, and or wherever college you do for that, you could, if you wanted to, just as an option, if you pick, like you have the three options you're considering there, you could always do a major in one and also double and do a minor in another. So if you wanted to kind of do two things at once, you could do that if you think that's something you could feasibly handle. But also don't overload yourself too. I mean, obviously that's, you don't want to stress yourself out. And if any of you listening that are in school and you know what I'm talking about, it's, yeah, you've been there, you've done that, you got it. I don't have to explain that. So that's something just to think about. But I think, now, of the three things that you mentioned, now you mentioned them in order. What is do you have a top choice though, for sure? Like for certain which one, or are you still kind of juggling those? What is your thoughts for that? What are you thinking about when you pick those three options? Making sure Hoss did not walk over. Go ahead.
I was thinking doing something like office management, business management,
Okay.
drug counseling, and business management and social media.
So, okay.
So because business management goes with social media,
Yeah.
I would probably cover everything I need to.
It depends on the. Now again, there's different schools for different things, and I say this goes back before even I started. But
well, the school I'm comfortable with that I'm thinking about doing is Warren Tech,
okay.
and they're the ones that I went to the transition program with, and that's.
Okay.
If I ever wanted to go back to college, I have.
So you had some.
I have this DDRC will help me get.
Right. You have familiarity there.
College funding through a program.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad. I mean, see, what I'm saying is like when you say you're trying to combine some of the, it depends on the school, because sometimes certain schools will have certain major areas that will cover like different career options. Like say like you want to do business management, which will cover social media. It just depends though, because sometimes it depends on what courses are taught, and there's such a wide variety of.
I just feel like I could do it from home much better than I could in like normal.
Well,
setting in a classroom.
here's the interesting question. Let me pose this question because this actually can tie into me too because I can share some of this for me why I chose the pathway I went. Now, I've heard pros and cons about this. I've talked to a lot of friends and talked to a lot of people that went to college or in college or what their experience personally was.
Well, I'm going to be working too, so I got to make sure I'm able to study while at home.
Well, usually this is what I'm getting at. This is usually how this if you again depend on the school and a lot of times a lot of schools will if you need to work or want to work whatever the case is. A lot of most college kids in a lot of cases do work in addition to going to school. And even the employer or the person that you work for a lot of times will offer you the benefit of being flexible with your schedule. Like for instance, I interviewed for a job, which I actually ended up getting, and well, actually, let me back up. There were two jobs that I interviewed for, and one I didn't think I was going to get, so I interviewed for another one, thinking, well, they moved on, I need to find something. So the job I got hired at, I got hired, and they told me it was a full-time position. I was looking at like a 12-hour shift. Now my concern was, I also have college, so when the heck am I going to get study time in and even attend classes if I needed to, if I'm working 12-hour shifts? So I had a decision to make there. Well, as it turned out, when I was debating that decision, the job I first interviewed for actually did contact me back and wanted to hire me, and that was more at a part-time flexibility option was better. So I ended up taking that job, and actually when I took that job, I got moved into full-time, but even with doing full-time, I was still able to do my schoolwork regularly. I stayed up usually in the evening later and did that. Took tests. I could do that online. So there's options that you can do depending on. Now you have a unique situation too. So it's not like you necessarily are working. You don't have to work a normal 9 to 5 or whatever the case is. You might have some play. You might be able to play with that a little bit. But it's something to check out. And also make sure, like, if you know that's the school where you're going to, make sure you get all the details you can from them because the more you know there about it, the more benefit it's going to be for you, especially if you're working with an employer or something like that. So that's something to keep in mind. I think, though, initially you're mentioning about the benefits of working from home or going to campus. Again, there's pros and cons. When you're on campus, obviously you can interact with other students. Now, I will say, in my case, my degree is strictly online. The only caveat is I do have to. I'm doing it through a third-party program where I'm earning my credits towards my degree. I'm actually getting ready to approach the enrollment period where I will enroll in the school and transfer all my credits, so most of my work will be done. The only requirement the school has, I have to take at least a couple classes actually through that school just to show that I was there, if that makes sense. That it shows that I was on the student roster and etc. But I can still do those online. I do interact with other students. There's like a forum, if you're familiar with forums, or it's almost like a chat room or going online when you go on like a gaming site, whatever. It's very similar in that regards of you can communicate with other students. I haven't talked to anybody for a while, but there is that option. So if you're worried about that, there's avenues you could do that. Now, the other thing for you is travel going to be an issue, right? Because you don't drive. And
well, right now at least, I
right.
have it in the works that I'm learning how to drive. So that I can get my license and get a car and get a motorcycle.
Well, okay, and again, that can play in, but that's if it's comfortable. I will say
getting the part-time job so that way I can afford like little extras like a dog,
right?
Dog food.
It's going to be
money for the gas and
Well, I would say this. Definitely prioritize order because you're gonna, when you invest in college for that one.
What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get a motorcycle.
Okay. Well, that's a good step there because remember you're gonna be paying out of pocket. Well,
my mom. It's not gonna be right away. I'm gonna be studying and then taking the classes.
Yeah, because most of your money is gonna be up for, not to mention tuition and classes and books and all that.
With bills and all that.
And there's that. Yep. So.
And then I don't really have much for the month.
You definitely won't after.
On top of that, I get the part-time job at Smoker Friendly.
Right.
I got a paper job application now.
There you go. That'll help.
So I can fill that out at any point and go turn it in.
Well, here's what I would say you do too, and this the reason. Let me say this to preface if anybody's confused too. We're doing this as a way of if anybody's considering going to college, if you're in college, the hope is here that this maybe will give you some tips and some insight as to some options because a lot of people life gets busy and hectic. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go get coffee.
Okay, I'll continue. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let when you come back.
I'm just right here.
Okay. So it can affect anybody. Like the pressures of everyday life, in addition to going to school, and some people are going back to school, maybe married, have kids, or going to night school. We're trying to kind of sort of go through our personal lives, sharing this, hoping that this might inspire other people, especially if you're still on the fence about not going to school. And I know for me, I'll share briefly since I want to share some of my story since Hoss has taken a little break here too. Most kids go to college. You generally, typically 18, you're out of high school, you go right to college. Or some people take a year off, or what they call a gap year, for those of you who may not know that. But in my case, I finished high school, or was just about finishing high school. I really didn't have a clue as to what I wanted to do. So the first thing in my forefront of my mind, which unfortunately is not in the mindset of a lot of people, was how am I going to afford to do this? Because college investing is a huge expense, especially with money. And even if you could manage to get a scholarship or have some kind of financial aid, there's books and classes and all these sorts of things. So I wasn't really, and I kind of had a couple of different things I was thinking about, but I didn't have that specific set. So I waited for a while. Now I've been in here for a while. Now, life, unfortunately, I could have been done a lot sooner, but life got in the way, so I'm trying to finish up now, even though I'm a lot older than when I started. But I started college probably my mid-20s, I want to say. And really, it was the prompting of really family and close friends, and Miss Eliza was at their time encouraging, too. And, a lot of it, too, was I didn't think I was be smart enough, because I'm not a book-learning person. I'm not a bookworm, so learning was specifically challenging for me in that regard, but I went for it, and I realized, especially in this life, in this day and age, and a lot of you might be experiencing this too, is finding work, finding a job, trying to find a way to support yourself, and the economy being what it is. It was becoming clearly evident that a degree would be helpful. Now, just a disclaimer here for anybody, and I always say this, I don't knock education, but you also have to understand that having a degree doesn't guarantee you a job. It's just a stepping stone in that right direction. So make sure I advise this to anybody who's going down the college track or planning and getting some ideas. Put that out of your mindset right away, because I've heard a lot of people say that, if I have my degree.
Our friend Cody is in college right now.
Right. Yes. And I can relate there too, because it's it's a lot of work there too. But yeah, you definitely can't have.
He seems to be. He's going to the one in Denver, but going to the college is like he's always worn out at the end of the day.
Well, that's gonna. Here's the thing with the reality is this, and now my computer's going to sleep. I'm sorry. I think I'm still there. Yep, there we go. Here's the reality of the situation. I'm gonna paint this for you too. Is that regardless whether you go physically,
you're gonna have to go to the college and always be worn out and not have enough time for everything else.
Yeah, well, and again, either way you do it, online or going to college, it's going to be tiresome because the work is going to be grueling. Like
right.
It's.
I understand that.
Yeah, so that's one thing. That's another piece of advice is understand that, and that's one of the things I learned when I started.
This is honestly what I'm thinking. Screw the business. Just go for drug counseling and social media.
Well, let me share this because this is kind of. I'll put it.
I've done some research into drugs counseling.
Mm-hmm.
At the 6-month class.
Right.
And I can have the degree. Okay. Now, social media, I don't really need. We'll start with the drug counseling. 6 months, I'm done with that. If I feel like I want to go for another thing, I can for another purpose. But drug counseling is all I really need right now.
Well, there's that. Again, it depends on the level, because, now I don't know. That might fall under psychology. I'm not sure what they classify. There might be some areas that do offer that as a course. I don't know, because I wasn't my area to dive into, but...
Well, because I have the best drug counselors are the ones that had the problem in the first place.
Well, right, I get that, but I'm
the harmful effects it has on somebody.
Right, but we're looking at it from the education standpoint. It's the level of what kind of training did you have. And
Right.
experience is important.
Well, I also have the little device thing that I can plug in and start studying.
Yeah.
Too, which I have already studied.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, my suggestion is, especially if you got it narrowed down to drug counseling right now, is really look at what all that entails, and then you can start working independently, and then build yourself up to the college level, see what's offered for that, what they give you. Because,
What I was thinking was taking courses on podcasting.
okay, that can be considered social media, too, in some aspect, depending on the...
Right. Well,
Well,
the type of social media.
Here, let me
I'll be going into, like, there's a school down here that will, that's down here that I toured a while back ago.
Right.
You had offers online courses, but we'll send you podcasting equipment and everything you need for a podcasting.
Right. Well,
So
and
give me more equipment to work with.
sure. Well, you have to watch, because sometimes there's what do you call it? There's
one in Florida called Full Sail University.
I actually tried applying. I didn't apply there. I had contacted.
And I hear that you can only apply there. You can only go there and take the classes.
For what? Only go there for what to apply?
Like you had to move down there to go to that college.
No, you don't have to do that.
You don't?
No, because I looked. I actually contacted them, and they sent me information. I talked to a student representative for that, and because that's offered
What
on.
happened was I was talking to Adam. Let's give him a little shout out. He runs a podcast, runs his own thing. He's got his own thing going on.
Right.
But he made me a deal. If we go down there and go to college together, you know, we could come out probably better. But I said no. I have to stay in Colorado.
Well, yeah,
I'm
because
not going fucking all the way down there to that.
no, and see, Full Sail. I know because now this is a long time ago, but I remember vaguely because I still have my information packs.
I wanted to do Full Sail University for podcasting.
Well, let me explain before we go further. I'll give you my analysis for that, because I've been down that track. I talked to them. I was looking at music production, and that's when I contacted them. The only drawback with Full Sail is one of the top online schools in the country. At least it was. It still probably is now, but this was way back when. Excuse me. Here's a couple of things to consider, especially for you financially too. Is Full Sail University degrees are on the expensive side. So I say this because if you're going to invest, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. Like now, Full Sail was one of 3 colleges that I looked at when I was interested in music. I did Full Sail University. There's a school out in Minnesota. I can't think of the name of it. And the Musicians Institute, which is out in California. Now, I looked at degree options. I looked at the price of my degree for each and realized they're all pretty expensive. So now, the only reason I'm saying this is because you can do that, but once you tie yourself into that financially, that can be a bigger burden with, depending on what you're looking for. Now, Full Sail is one of the better schools. Not going to knock that. And if some of you might be students, and maybe you know people who are there. I love there. I'm not saying it didn't work out for me, but I'm not knocking it and saying you shouldn't do that. But for you and your situation, and especially on the lower income side of that is, and depending on, now you might qualify, you probably would qualify for financial aid, but it's just very important that my first advice is pick what you don't want to do for sure. And that's my next question. I'm going to ask you to think about this a second. And then really pick about, if you know Warren Tech or Warren, whatever the name of the community college is local there, find a couple schools. Now see, here's the thing too. Online you have a wide variety of options because you can do it right from your home. I've seen it done. You don't have to go on site to the school wherever in the state, wherever it's at. But and there's benefits to that because you don't have to live on campus. You don't have to move. It's sometimes cheaper that way. But you really got to do your research. Now, my question to you, this is the big question, and we kind of sort of said this earlier, but let me ask you to the point directly. this is like I asked myself, because now I could have gone for music, but then I thought about it, like music I know quite a bit about. Do I want to invest knowing something I know about? I ended up on the criminal justice track because that was one thing I didn't know a lot about when I figured if I'm going to pay to educate myself, I want to go to not my weakest point, but the area where my expertise wasn't quite there yet. So my question for you is now, in all of the options that you're considering, like now the drug counseling, you have experience, so there is that. What do you...
Podcasting, I know I have experience.
Okay, there is that. What do you feel of all the options you're considering? I don't want to call it your weakest point, but what do you feel is the area...
The rest are weakest. Podcasting and drug counseling are the ones that I'm strongest and passionate about.
Okay. Do you
have... on top of that, I want to go into getting certified at bail bond as a bail bond.
Okay. Well, that you don't need... You don't have to have... There's actually... what I will do is...
I can write bails and in the Colorado office when we expand the bail bonding.
What I'll do is I took 3 in-home courses. I'm sorry, that was for bounty hunting. There is one for bail bonds. I will send you that information if you are interested, because you can get what it is you will get a home study course. You'll get a set of DVDs to watch, and what you do is you take a test at the back of the book. You can send that in, and then you will get a certificate of completion to show that you took the course.
And that's about it.
Yes, we can do. I can give you, if you want that. I have the contact person who runs that school. I can give you that information if you want. But that you don't have to pay college. What's that?
It's as simple as that.
Okay. Well, that one's easy. And again, college education. See, now for me in that field with bail there's no specific college course, but I added criminal justice to complement that to give me a better foundation for understanding the law, understanding how things work, and so forth. So use that for motivation with your... Now, so that's what I'm saying. We're trying to figure out your main point for education. And there's a plethora of things you can do. But I also don't want... You don't want to get confused by doing too many things at once, because then it's a lot of stuff to put on you, a lot of weight and all that sort of thing. So really challenge... Take a...
Out of the most important ones I already have. I don't really need the podcasting one.
Okay, we can eliminate that. Okay.
Like, I already have that down.
It's not super... You're right.
So
why pay to educate?
That one I could cancel out that one and just go for drug counseling.
Okay.
Which is what I'm passionate about.
Okay. That's good.
And I could get certified as a bail bondsman.
Yes. Yeah, that's... Now, what you'd have to... Here's how this would work, too, just to give you a little more... Just to expand that knowledge a little bit. You can take testing to not... Like, now, I have... It's not certification, but I have a recommendation letter from the school I took, which is in Denver, Colorado. Just certifying that I took their approved bondsman course, and I scored... Actually, I did better than that I did on the bounty hunting one. I got a 90% for that class.
To which point I can act...
You can what?
Into getting a concealed carry license right now.
The other, yeah, that's the other flip. I'm sorry, my computer blipped out and I blipped you. But yeah, the other. So as far.
I'm getting.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'll be a bail bondsman.
So
I want to look into getting a concealed carry license.
Two points for that, because this is where I'm at too. I will share that this is where the investigation you're going to need is look into Colorado state law, because laws are different in every state. So
well, I already did. I already looked into all that. I can legally own a gun, even with my problems I have.
You have to.
It would just be, I'd have to have a backup plan.
Right.
With the gun, and my plan is the lockbox with a fingerprint thumb scanner on it, and put it in the bottom of my drawer of my fucking bedroom.
Right. Your problem.
While I'm asleep, if something goes down while I'm asleep, I just open that drawer with fingerprint thumb and grab it, stick it in my waistband behind it would be holstered already. So.
Well, the big thing with that, the most important thing, and again, I only know this from the state law for me in PA, but you're probably gonna have to take a psych eval. You have to take a psychological evaluation, and
all you gotta really do is take the classes.
Well, make sure though.
I'm gonna have to take a because I have a criminal back. I don't have a criminal background. I would have to take the classes.
You still have to
talk to people about it.
Right. You still have to. You still, but you have to watch though. You still have to. You still might need. They have to do a psyche. You have to run through the state police sometimes.
They would have to do a psyche eval, yeah.
Yes, just to make sure. I'm not saying you won't pass it, but that's one of the fundamental rules for.
As long as I'm medicated and all that, I should be good.
The psyche. I'll put it to you this way because I've read through some practice ones for that. Basically, the psyche evaluation is pretty much looking to make sure you're mentally competent and stable. And that if they give you a gun, you're not going to become some psychopath that's going to kill people. Is basically what it comes down. Yeah, because like now for me, now some of the questions are it's a very grueling course. And here's the biggest advice I got, and I'm gonna.
Like what I'm thinking is just go along the lines of the taser and nightsticks and all that.
You still have to. There's still legal requirement.
Right.
So.
Paintball guns would be more my bet. You know.
Well,
tasers, I can get a hold of that stuff real easy.
Well, that's and again, you have opportunities. The key thing is just always check with state law. You have to because
I could go to a pawn shop and get a crossbow or something, and there's ways around that. I don't really need a weapon. I'm more fighting styles and all that.
Well, here's the question. This is where just to kind of help you so you're not confusing yourself either, is if your plan is to work in the, like I say, an office and write bonds and stuff, you don't have to go on the hunts for that sort of thing. You don't need weapons for that. No,
you really don't.
No. Now, if you plan to do a hunt yourself, then that's where that level changes a little bit. But if your primary goal is just to work in the office and issue the bonds and write them, then just the license is what. Yeah.
See, I do want to go on hunts. It's just if I'm needed on a hunt, I will go on a hunt.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'm not going to be the one carrying a gun.
You don't have to. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I don't really need that. You know, I have people. I can get one. It's Colorado.
Right.
You know, I can get one. It's just it won't be licensed. It'll be one at a event or something. Because what I'm gonna be carrying is non-lethal weapons.
Right. Well, and that's fine. It's just here's this is like, and I know this because I spent hours on top of hours because digging deep. Now again, I know a little bit about Colorado law just because of some of the class I took, but.
Because they do intense psyche evals.
Right, and they have to.
I've been through many of them already, you know that.
Now, the other flip side of that, I know we get that, just like I said, do your research, make sure you have everything, because the law gets tricky, but as far as the test for the bondsman itself, I don't want to say it's easy enough, but it's basically now again, this is my knowledge goes as far as PA, I don't know much more other than that, but You take a test with certain questions. Once you pass that, you have a license. You pay the fee, and then you get your license, and then you are able to.
We'd have to do more background research into it.
Pretty much, yeah. That's your. Well, here's what I'll.
I can get one because I can. There's people that told me that I can in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have veterans that are telling me, "Oh, you can. You have no criminal background. You just take a course and train." And buy a gun. It's as simple as that.
But yet, remember though, this is why I'm telling you because
I tell them, I look at them and go, "Do you realize my background history, right? I'm psyched about."
Right.
Yeah. They go, "Yes, you can still get one."
But you just have to. This is why I
already have a backup plan.
Right. Well,
if I have a mental breakdown, I give it to my mom, and I give the box to my mom, and she takes it till I'm better.
Well, it's not, and again, it's not even so much. It's more of here's the thing. Let me try to, because this is a huge.
I'm not gonna go shoot anybody with it.
No, I know.
It's just for self-protection.
What I'm explaining to you is this is the concept that when you go for an evaluation is there's a lot of factors that go into it. But what I'm saying is your best bet, your best avenue is to research state law. Don't go by other opinions, veterans or whoever. because people have their own
I've done
opinions.
a lot of research into it too.
Yeah, don't, because what happens, like I had people tell me, oh, you don't have to do too much. State laws, you have got to be sure, because if you mess up one time, you get arrested, it's over, pretty much. So,
I would say that there's been many times where friends of mine have been drunk.
mm-hmm,
Not saying names, but
right.
they've almost got arrested for shooting somebody that messed up.
Here's,
So
well, that's,
like,
yeah,
and where I hang out at a biker bar, you know, there's everybody's packing.
right.
I don't really need to be packing. I'm one of the ones that come up behind you and get your ass.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's,
I'm more of the haze your ass and run away.
yeah. Well, here's what we'll do. We won't do this on the air. I will share with you everything I know about the bail bonds. I'll give you contact information that you can talk to some people that will help you, that helped me. And then that way you'll have good connection of people.
Yeah, Damn Crow knows I'm really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very,
Yeah.
very fast.
That's true. Yep.
He's seen me run fucking from this room to my back room in less than 3 seconds.
When you have to go, you got to go. Yeah, I've seen that. So that's
I'm a straight up adrenaline rush.
Yep.
And I'm fast in adrenaline rush.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to him one time, right?
Yep.
And I heard a knock on my door. It sounded weird, like somebody that I didn't know.
Right.
And I said, hold on, Sam. I'm going to set you down right here. I got to answer this. And within 2 seconds, some random drunk person, and it got heated real quick, and he's heard it.
That happens, yeah.
I was on video chat with him when it happened. And some random belligerent drunk. They tried to, like, get in my apartment. Remember that?
Yeah, yep, I do.
And I told her, I told him, no, you're not coming in here. And I fucking pushed him back, and I shut the door and locked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things happen. I mean, you know, you never know sometimes, but...
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Sam.
What? Oh, you can't... Hold on. We're having a... Hang on. Let's go to commercial. I think we're having some technical difficulties. Good time for a break anyway. Thanks for listening. This is the What's Up Bro Show. We're talking a bunch of great things, looking at education. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and see how Big Hoss feels about that. We're going to see what's going on. We got some technical glitches here. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Plenty more things to come. Please enjoy. We got a couple more interesting, great soundtracks here. This is fantastic. Love them. Hope you guys are enjoying them. All instrumentals here. It's absolutely great. We're growing, expanding all kinds of new things. We got a couple of new soundbite effects we got. All kinds of great stuff in store. So stick around. We'll be right back. We got some more great stuff to come. We're going to be wrapping up here soon, but we got a little bit more we're going to cover here and whatnot. Plus, we have tomorrow night's show, which you're not going to want to miss as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Also, hold on.
What's up?
Tomorrow I will be going live at certain times all throughout the day because I might not be home tomorrow.
For 10 o'clock?
So I will be going on live earlier than usual.
Okay.
Probably around morning time I'll start.
All right. We'll send some updates. Yep. Okay.
So I'll see if I can do it. If not, I will be out. Possibly.
Okay.
There's a good chance.
All right. Yeah. We'll
A lot more in the morning.
work on that. Yeah. Let's we'll take a break. We'll cover that, but there'll be something going. Don't be amiss. We got all kinds of tricks up our sleeve, so you won't miss a second of the action. So.
Well, yeah, I can always take my phone and my big and a cable, and they have chargers there, so I can charge my phone there too.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll work something out. We'll get a schedule going, so you guys. But let's take a break.
So I might be able to join through instead of Discord.
All right.
Do phone numbers tomorrow.
Yeah, we can work. We'll talk about that off air. Let's take a break. Let's get a commercial. So you guys, if you guys need a bathroom break, which we probably all do too. Yeah, that's fine. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't miss it. A lot of great things to come. Glad you guys are with us. Looking forward to some more crazy action. Stay tuned. Enjoy these next couple tracks.
Soundstripe. 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 Soundstripe.
Hey, oh, hold on. Nope, no more commercial break. I'm sorry. Again, we're still getting this work. Hope you guys are enjoying these tracks. I really like them. I know Haas can't hear them where he's at, but this, when you go back and you listen, if you listen to this on YouTube later, check out the commercial times because these are actually pretty fun. But thank you guys. In case you missed it or you're just joining us, this is the What's Up Bro podcast show. I'm Sam Crow. Big Hoss is still with me, right, Big Hoss?
Yep, I'm still with you.
There we go. We are here. We're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon for tonight, but we're going to just kind of review a little bit, and I want to ask you
We're getting tired. I'm going to go back to video gaming for a little bit.
And we're at our allotted time for the night anyway. But don't worry, don't fret. We do have some great content coming out for you guys tomorrow. So if you didn't have a chance to hear this live...
Shout out to Mr. Jane and the Ragnarok Radio Inc.
Yep.
On Spreaker. If you haven't heard him yet, go listen to him.
Yeah, check it out. We're gonna try to get him back on the show soon.
Planetarium show tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
I'm gonna try to take my headset this time, a better one.
Okay.
My PS4 one.
Yep.
So that I can mute myself when it gets too loud.
Right.
And you can hear me better, and I can cancel out the other people.
There you go.
So,
That'll be good. There's gonna be something rolling. We have all kinds of great things figured out tomorrow. So
yeah.
now let me see.
So I will be still on the show.
Yeah.
Charger is where I'm going if I'm going anywhere, and I'll be able to charge my phone this time and not have to let my phone die.
That's always a good thing. That's usually. Now, to be fair, I've been there. Sometimes things happen, but that's usually a good plan to keep it charged. So I do want to play this. So now I was telling Haas before we came back on. I was telling a little bit during our commercial break once we came back. Let me just say this, and with Haas, you and I just both said this. It's so wonderful that we have longer song breaks there where we can actually go to the bathroom, not hurry or trip over anything to get back to make sure there's no.
Not hurry and run over shit.
Yeah.
Like I started tripping over shit on the way to the fucking bathroom anyways.
Well, I couldn't even go because we only had a 30-second. I can't go. I'm good, but I'm not that good. So that's see. Well,
I have to go, man.
Well, I even said now. Miss Eliza was walking down the hall, and I ran to the bathroom, and I said to her, "Do you still hear music playing? Because I'm not by the computer." So, and then she goes to me, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "What?" I'm hurrying, flushing the toilet, washing my hands. I'm going, "Oh my gosh, there's dead air. We got to get back." And I hear music going. I'm like, "It's playing." It's like, "Oh, it might have been a gap." I'm like, "Oh, don't do that to me. It scared me to death, literally." But no.
She was probably fucking with you.
Well, no, you know what it is with these tracks. There's like a 3-second delay when it transitions to a new track, so it's like there's a moment of silence, and it sounds like there's nothing playing. But I was also afraid there was a glitch because I'm like, these are new tracks. I haven't tried this yet, so that's possible. But we got it worked out. But in addition to
what kind of tracks are you using?
They're snippets I downloaded from a site called Soundstripe, which is great for podcasting music. So. They work great.
You need to give me that on what site too?
I can send you the link for it's really there's a lot of, and these are free songs. These are no copyright infringed, and now
they actually have words.
There might be some. I haven't found any yet. It's mostly just instrumental, but this is one of the things we can talk.
I know there's songs out there that have songs. I have found some that actually have songs.
Mm-hmm.
I was using. We need to talk to Mr. We have permission to use, like, before we go, we have a library.
Yeah.
We'll be able to use.
Yeah, and that's
what I did was I went up from before. We have a library we can use.
Okay.
Spreaker.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna add to that.
It did go up to $50 one time, and I gave it all the way to 120.
Okay.
And basically they made it more of a priority for our channel.
Right.
Which gave us a lot more stuff.
Well, and I also in addition, I'd also told Hoss this off the air or during the break before we came back too. In addition to the songs, I actually have I haven't figured out. There's got to be a way to add more of these, but I have to play with this. We do have some new sound effects. I have a couple that are saved on the computer that I don't have logged in here, but I have one. Now you're not going to be able to hear this. I'm just going to play this for just a second. If you go back and listen to this show later, just pick this out. But let me see which one I have in here. Okay, this is the game show one.
You can actually hear it.
Oh, can you hear it?
Yeah. That's the great thing about Spreaker is when you're doing it through Discord, I can still hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't sure, because I know sometimes you can, sometimes...
It's playing out of your speakers.
Yeah, okay, well, great. Well, then you get this. So there's that. I have... Let me see if I can... I might be able to...
That's why we really don't need headsets, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, the headset will be good if we want to cut down audio noise. But again, we're still working on finding the better avenues to use devices and that sort of thing.
That would work better because I can actually listen to it while I'm doing it.
Now, the only drawback...
I don't know what happened with mine. It just doesn't work anymore.
I don't. I'll have to look. I'm not sure. The only drawback like now, which we're trying to figure out for you, is if you listen, is that your audio isn't always the best. I've been playing with the microphone here and the output to try to make it louder. So we'll work on that. Again, it's not terrible. And now actually, I will say this because I talked to my mom actually about this because she said she's been listening to a couple episodes, and the reason I
Oh, hello, Mrs. Sam.
the reason I mention it is my mom she is hard of hearing because of just from things growing up, and
Hello, Mom.
I'll pass along the well wishes. You haven't talked to my dad, but he's playing fantasy football with us. Actually, I think you're beating him right now, come to think of it. Or, who's playing who? I forget. But, the reason I bring up...
We got an honorary listener, don't we, too?
Which depends on who we're talking about.
Nephew?
Whose nephew? Your nephew? Oh, my nephew.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I haven't played the show yet. I think next time I see him, I'll put it on and see what he thinks if he listens to it. I haven't tried that yet. So, and he's into the TV bit, so he might enjoy that. But the reason I said my mom is she's hard of hearing. I was trying to use she goes on YouTube and checks it out when these upload on YouTube. But one of the nice features is, and we're going to have to work on that. I've been trying to actually physically edit the videos for that, but you can put closed captioning on there, which is the little words on the TV so you can read what's being said. And she has said that has been beneficial. She can actually get the captions sometimes mix up the words because it's whatever the computer kind of hears and generates, but she did say that does help her, that she at least knows enough, because some of the ones we have, some sounds are a little off, distorted, all that kind of stuff. But with the closed captioning, it does help to, at least for her, give a good foundation of what is being talked about. So I'm glad to hear that, because I know for a lot of listeners too, and I've even used it for YouTube.
Listeners can't really see well. Some are hard at seeing. Really
Exactly. And I know, like, we've heard some YouTube videos that are pretty poor quality, and sometimes having closed caption can really be a life changer there, or a game changer rather.
When I was
Right.
doing my show,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the best of quality because I didn't have the equipment I have now.
Right.
I actually have to get another microphone transfer.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I get my money, I'm going to go get another mic possibly,
Right.
and another stand maybe.
There you go.
And yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Holidays, I might be Sam Crow.
Uh-huh.
You should put it out there. The holidays from you. We'll be sending you some gifts. The family.
Okay.
You and your son and
Uh-huh.
Miss Elijah.
Okay.
And we're gonna have a Christmas Secret Santa.
We'll
I
have.
think we should do.
Well, what we'll do is, speaking of that, this will be fun. We'll have a virtual office party. Why not? Be fun. So, we could.
It sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think so.
Secret Santa on air.
Yeah, we could. Well, and actually, you bring up a good point, because we did mention this. I think it was last weekend's show. We are looking forward to it. Now, we haven't sat down and talked about it on stagehand planning wise, but
Right.
I would like to. We are going to talk about doing some special holiday shows. So that could be.
We are doing the holiday promotion right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we're gonna have our own little Secret Santa.
Yep.
The staff members as well, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that. I'm game for that. Hey, listen, the more the merrier. It's fun to have, so why not? I mean, that's.
So that way everybody gets a little something.
Exactly, and right, and everybody's a valuable member here, and we want to honor that and appreciate them.
While you guys are opening your gifts on Christmas morning, the night before, we're going to be doing our Secret Santa air.
Oh, there you go.
So that you can listen to it next day.
Yeah,
Christmas.
we can even. Yeah, we don't have to go live. We can always. What we could do is maybe we'll try. We can always record an episode. We could upload it on Christmas Day, and then that'll be
We could do a morning episode too.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't really go out to my family's till usually on Christmas it is morning time. Earlier we go. And then later at night I do go to the after Christmas party at the Wheels Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
So it is an event for me. So the night before would probably work best on holidays.
Okay.
So
Yeah. No. We got plenty of opportunity.
like
Go ahead.
Thanksgiving, Halloween,
Uh huh.
We could do nights before.
Right.
What we'll do is we'll cook a little
What is?
Thanksgiving meal before the thing, and
Like
we'll eat a Thanksgiving meal on air.
on the air? Yeah, there you go. We can have a
So-
turkey leg and just sit there and eat it on the air. What? Let's see. I'm going backwards here. Where are? So the 31st. That's a Monday.
We planned this ahead of time.
Right.
Like when we started planning, it was holidays before we could even get up and running. This is
Sure.
our actual first holidays up and running.
Yeah. Officially, yeah. Well, it looks like
It's
Christmas.
gonna be a fun time, like our first. And we've had many events and many holidays already.
Yep.
The major holidays are what we're looking for.
Well, it definitely looks like now Christmas Day is on Sunday this year, so there's that.
And it's on Sunday, so we could do a Saturday Christmas.
Christmas
party
Eve
for
could be, yeah, the
for
Christmas
staff.
Eve. There you go. That's an idea. So this is the fun thing about, and this changes year to year, obviously, because the calendar rotates. But we have all these great things that we can play with. So now that
His mic is muted. He's talking on the game. His mic's muted.
oh, okay,
Look at him.
yeah. But yeah, no, we're gonna plan all kinds of fun, unique stuff. There's
Sam,
what's that?
got a cat behind you.
Yeah, he just jumped up. Yeah, there's a cat there. We one of the two that we have running around.
Pussy.
But yeah, what's that? Yeah, the other one's too fat to get up that high. He won't
I'm
be
gonna
able to
call
do it.
him Puss in Boots.
Put some boots. Yeah, yeah. He hangs. He's waiting to be fed. I have to feed him yet before the night's over. But oh yeah, the wet food he wants. He will not get any wet food. That's once a day. So you've already had your and because whenever you have the dry food, you tend to throw it up anyway. So
One of these days, Sam Crow and me will meet.
yep.
He'll probably bring the family
Mm-hmm.
or something down here. We'll
Sure.
all go down there, spend the holidays with him or something.
Yeah.
One
Well,
of these days.
that way too. We gotta
Yeah.
get at least one show where we're doing it live and in person, where we're actually both in the same room and the same.
I'm thinking.
And the
once I
same
get
zip
to
code.
my next apartment, once I get moved to my next apartment, it'll be lower floor.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go for the bottom floor.
that's always a good idea. That's
If I'm not, I'm going for the second floor.
still not a bad
At
option.
which
Yeah,
point we just kind of find a place to have
yeah.
podcast at, meet
Mhm.
together, and hang out.
And more entertainment for the folks, for all of you listening and following us. This we bring you all along too. So this is opportunities where
It
you.
would be hard for him to get his son into my apartment right now because, yeah.
Unless there's an
I
elevator,
think
but
we
that's
change apartments to the bottom floor.
yeah.
So that's what I think I'm gonna do.
There you go. Well, hopefully that'll work out. So
Bottom floor, 2-bedroom.
there you go. So now let me ask you now that our preface for the show was talking about college. So now some of the things that we shared for education. How are you feeling about pursuing more of your college education? You feel more confident? Do you feel?
I'm thinking about pursuing more of the drug counseling and bail
Okay.
bondsman.
Well, there you go. Well, that's a good goal. That's not a bad idea. And then hopefully, again,
the podcast, I don't really need help on.
right.
I don't really need to study that.
Well, and that's really more. You don't have to have a fancy degree educated for that necessarily. So that's
right. No.
yeah. That's some stuff you can look up online or do other things. There's other avenues that you
Right,
can pursue.
exactly.
But hopefully, go ahead.
That's why I decided to just go with a bail bondsman
Mm-hmm.
and
Excuse me.
drug counseling.
There you go. Well, there you go. That's a goal there. Now, hopefully, now for all of you guys listening, if you're thinking about pursuing further education, whether you're young or old, hopefully this will give you some inspiration there. We hope, and it'll help you there. That's the whole point we're trying to give.
Yeah, I've always joked with Sam Crow. I'm always like, hey, Sam Crow, one of these days you're gonna get that phone call. I need bail. I need bail.
Yeah, that's when I don't answer the phone. Typically, So,
Right? He's
yes.
all,
Yeah.
Fuck you.
My phone is on silent. It's turned off, and you won't hear me for probably a week. But that's
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Wait till one of these days when I see you and go, fuck you, you didn't bail me out, you asshole. You're my only friend.
That's all right.
That would actually bail me out.
Well, I always tell you too. Make sure you try not to put yourself in that position. But sometimes.
I try not to, but
Eh,
you know
yeah.
my friends, man.
Yeah.
They can put me in any situation at any given time.
That's true. Well, it's always good to be prepared.
Like I told you, it's not always going to be my fault while I'm in jail.
Well, yeah, that I can believe that. I've been there nearly myself, so yeah.
They fuck with one of us, come hell or high water, we're all going to jail.
Yeah.
Lock us up. Here we go.
It's true. Well, before we wrap up, because we're pretty much out of time, there was one announcement I did forget to mention earlier, and I thought about this during the break, so I want to make sure I include.
It's all jokes. I never.
Yeah, no, we kid, yeah, it's all fun.
I have never been. I've been to Montclair.
Yes, no,
but I've never been to jail.
yes, there is a big difference. That's right. I did want to mention before we forget too is that
I learned at a younger age it's not worth it.
No, you're right. So we do want to mention as we wrap up, and I did forget to mention, as I said earlier, we do have some shows coming up. I've been talking to. We have couples. Let me get my little sound effect here. We have some mystery guests that are going to be lined up. Although some of them are not so mysterious, just because you've seen them before. Our good friend Ramsey will be back with some martial arts talk coming up. Hopefully, maybe next weekend. We'll see. I haven't talked to him officially. Miss Eliza will be back. We're going to do another show potentially soon too, and a few others perhaps. So we're not going to give too much.
Tomorrow will be a good night for the 21 question show.
We could do that.
Game show.
Sure.
While I'm out at the bar, it might be a good idea to try that.
Yeah, maybe we could do that. We could play that. We could do that. That sounds like a plan.
So I'm not going to take my whole equipment
Well, just what's necessary, what you can carry, and what you need, and all that. Yeah, that's.
I might just take my phone.
Okay.
And my tablet.
That's good.
And that's about it.
We'll catch up. We'll coordinate that, but we're gonna get ready to wrap this up here because we are at our point. And
I'm getting tired. I want to go play video
I am
games.
too. We're eating dinner and we're gonna be going to bed, so it's definitely that time. But we want to thank you guys if you're tuning in live. Thank you so much for joining us at the What's Up Bro podcast show.
It's going beneath that's where the smoke's coming from.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to close it out there. Thank you guys so much. If you were listening to this and recorded, we hope you enjoyed the show as well. We love each and every one of you. Make sure you stay tuned. Tomorrow night we will be back. More fun, more entertainment, new things to go over and cover.
And I have not yet got the chance to fire up the nighttime show. So tomorrow, when I'm thanking Sam Crow and me do an offline recording for the nighttime show.
We could try. I apologize. That's one that we'll make this the final announcement. I did forget to mention that we do have another new edition. And for those that didn't check out on Spreaker, we have a new edition for.
I aired it and introduced it, but I'm going to be running a sleep show.
Yep. We have
mainly be me talking and having people on.
Yep. Well, we call it
playing sleep music.
Yeah, we have it nighttime with Dr. Haas. That's what we have for the.
We have nighttime. It's nighttime sleep, I believe.
Nighttime sleep with Dr. Haas is what I believe as the title for the. Yep.
Well, is what I titled it.
Yeah, check that out. I added the Dr. Haas. I wanted to make it sound more official for you, so that's why. And you like to go in with that.
Right. It's Dr. Haas more official for the podcast.
Just to make you sound more, yeah, that's...
Because once I go as a drug counselor...
There you go.
It will be Dr. Haas.
Mm-hmm. But we're hoping that you guys will enjoy that. We got some other great content that are going to come out as well, but just another one for you guys to check out and enjoy, and a lot more great things to come there, as well as mine. I've been doing Chilling with Sam Crow. Has been going up too, so...
And I wanted to give a shout-out to Savage with Grit Labs, who I'm also working for.
Okay.
Being in promotion.
Very nice.
And he's looking for people. He's in Massachusetts.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, if you haven't heard of him, check him out. He's a personal trainer.
Check it out, yep.
He's the one who trained me, and he's training me to be another one I have to go for.
There you go. Sounds good.
I'm already studying with him on that. But I have to get a college degree in personal training.
Well, that you do need, yep. Yep.
That's the other one I was trying to do.
Well, there you go. We got goals. Hopefully this was helpful for everybody there. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap you out. We're going to close you out with our classic theme song, which I am growing to love it greatly. I hope you guys are as well, too. As always, for the What's Up Bro podcast show, I'm Sam Crow with Big Hoss. We're so grateful you joined and spend the night with us. hopefully you'll come and spend the night with us tomorrow night for more fun. We'd love to have you there. Love you as always. As we always like to preface and say, everybody have a happy, healthy, and safe weekend. Enjoy your time. Whatever you choose to do, just be safe.
As we all know, the weekends can be crazy.
Yes.
Every morning I talk to Sam Crow, and there's always something new
Yep.
happening on the weekend, like a drunk motherfucker crashing into the bars.
You never know. Yeah, so just please be careful. Please be responsible and be safe. But we'll catch you guys all tomorrow.
If you're going to drink, please Uber.
Yes, don't drink and drive. That's
Having to
yes.
watch out for the drunks.
Do not get behind the wheel.
Killed somebody.
Yeah, no, please don't. If you are going out to have that good time, just don't drive. Please be responsible.
If you're drunk, and find a ride.
Yes.
Call somebody that drives and is sober. Use a DD.
Yes.
Dedicated driver.
Designated.
We
Yes.
have a thing called dedicated gamers.
Yes. The D and it's
When
actually
we're drunk, we have a dedicated gamer leading us around.
right.
It's shooting everything in front of us.
Technically, it's designated, but that's the same point. But yes, please be responsible. Please do that. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also check it out on YouTube. The episodes do go up on there after we go live. Check us out anywhere else. Again, Spreaker.com, affiliated with iHeartRadio. You can catch us there. We love you guys so much. Thank you as always. Have a good night. Hoss, say good night to the folks.
Good night, everybody.
We'll-
You want to say good night?
Yep. Oh,
I don't think you can hear us.
that's all right. We'll catch them again another time. Thank you so much. Enjoy as always. Be happy, be healthy, be safe. As always, we thank you.
All fucked up.
We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Don't go away. Same great content. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Thank you.